Hey friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily, and I am no longer a lady in training, a lady trucker in training with Prime. I am officially a highway diamond. So that's pretty cool. Yes, I am back at the campus because I have already upgraded. I upgraded earlier this month, and I decided to team with my trainer, and I don't know why I decided to do that. Well, I do, because I was company and I wanted to know what it was like to team company before I kind of made decisions on whether or not if I wanted to go lease or continue company. Even though training was very difficult in the sense of dealing with another person and how they operate as a person, not so much really the training part. So let me try to collect my thoughts. So this video is kind of gonna go over why I haven't been filming and what have I been up to and where I'm at right now. So as I was saying, teaming was really difficult. There was really no time for me to vlog. I was just driving, and it was, I don't want to say boring, but it was boring. There was no opportunity for me to vlog, or there was nothing for me to really vlog because I don't have like a setup for like driving videos or anything like that. And it was literally just like sleep and drive, sleep and drive. The last week I was on the truck, we did over 6,000 miles, and that was rough. The other part is because I was not really in a good place mentally. I'm going to not dive too much into the drama, but there was a lot of drama going on in the truck, and the environment I was in was not the greatest. So, and Prime is not at fault for this. This is my fault for staying in that environment, only because I knew that I could survive even though I was literally driving myself crazy, because ultimately you are your choices, and it was my choice to stay. Looking back on it, even though it caused me a lot of strife and a lot of stress, I still took back like a lot of learning from that, which in my life is good because I live by experience and now I know. Instead of later on wanting to team and not really knowing what I was getting myself into, I've already done that and I already know what it's like. So to kind of go in a little detail about that, the environment wasn't really the best, and I kind of knew that going into it, but you know, if you're in the training process or you've kind of done some research, or if you've gone through it, you know that Prime is short on trainers, or you kind of just get what you can when you can to kind of get the process over with it, because it did take forever. I literally think I was on the road training for like 5 months, 4 months, something like that. It just seems like forever. So I just wanted to get it over with. So I was kind of willing to put up with some bullshit. My trainer was pretty much a hoarder, and she was very messy, and I have a really hard time living in an environment like that because that's not how I am. I kind of like things clean. I like my workspace clean and organized. I just operate better. And that, I mean, it was pretty bad where I couldn't even, there was no room for my stuff. Couldn't walk anywhere. We had an agreement that if we were going to team, when I transitioned from training to teaming, we were going to take some home time, and she was to take the truck home and clean it out, because I told her I just couldn't deal with all of the stuff that was in the truck. It was really unnecessary. She didn't even use any of the stuff, and it was just a lot of food and a lot of dumb shit. So when we came back from our home time and she came to pick me up, my heart kind of sank because she didn't clean out the truck, and she only kind of cleaned out a cabinet for herself, and again I was left with nothing. So, which is fine. I unpacked a lot of my stuff while I was at home and really only brought 1 suitcase and a bag, so I really downsized a lot, really a lot from when I first came to Prime. So what else? they were constantly editing my logs, and I didn't know any better. I think they kind of mentioned it now looking back at it. We're consuming so much information, so I think this is something that kind of slipped my head, but I don't think that they're supposed to be editing anything. And she was constantly in my clock editing and doing stuff, and whenever I asked her, she's like, oh, you know, I gotta fix this because, you know, if they see anything, they're gonna ask you, da da da. Like, so I told her, I was like, well, instead of you editing it for me, you need to tell me what you're doing and show me so I can learn what you're doing. That never happened. I was getting really frustrated about it. And another thing is that they were constantly taking 34-hour resets, and I wasn't getting any. I was just running off of recaps, which is, you know, what I've done some research on. A lot of people say to, you know, run your clocks right, you know, don't run your clocks down, and you'll never run out of time. So that's what I was trying to do, and she was, I don't know, they're constantly running their clocks down to where they would force me to give them a 34 and saying, oh, we had the time to do it, and then lo and behold, there wasn't enough time for them to take a 34, so I just drove all that extra time for them to not to get that 34. And then if you know how clocks work, those times that they weren't driving, they're not going to get those hours back, so they're not adding any hours back into their time. So it would come up to where they would continuously run their clock out, like driving. I don't believe that this person was driving this amount of time because of the constant stopping and sleeping, and always stopping and napping and taking any extra time out of our out of the load that we had. If we had any extra time, this person would use it all to sleep and constantly make it to where I didn't have a chance to stop if I needed to, if I was feeling tired or if I needed to take a break. Like, they were always on my ass to go, and it just wasn't fair. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that I kind of dealt with, and then I just couldn't deal with anymore. Personality clashes, having somebody constantly yelling and being very dramatic and almost causing me to have an accident multiple times was really upsetting. I did end up getting a citation, a parking ticket, because of where they told me to park, which I was not happy about because I don't have anything on my record ever, and I've been driving forever. And then right before I was coming up here, they gave me a critical almost, because they decided to be very dramatic and yell and scream stop, thinking I was going to hit somebody or something because the light turned yellow. And this is something I dealt with constantly, and I've brought up to them constantly that you're going to cause me to have an accident because you're being dramatic over the dumbest shit, and I shouldn't have to hard brake. I should have just went through the yellow light because I had time. And that's just like when you're driving regularly, if you have to hard brake to stop at a light, go, because you're not gonna have time to stop. And it was really it was a really scary experience, and I told my fleet manager at the time what had happened. So if I was by myself and in control of the situation completely, both of those things would have never have happened. So that's really frustrating that I have those. So yeah, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be honest and real with you guys. These are situations that you may or may not deal with when you're coming in to learn how to truck. That's just this is literally the reality of it. This is what happens, and some people actually have it worse than what I dealt with. And some people, like my friend Mary Lisa, she had a really good trainer and they had no issues and they got along great, you know. And I'm happy for her, because I wouldn't wish anybody what I went through, you know. There's no reason for it. If you can't sleep while the truck is moving, or if you're not good with dealing with people or good at directing people and teaching, you probably shouldn't be a trainer. So yeah, so I'm really relieved to be off the truck. Honestly, I feel 1,000 times lighter, and I just feel so much better. I'm not stressed. My blood pressure is not skyrocketed. At least I don't think so. Like, I feel free, honestly. Like, it was a nightmare, and again, it's not Prime's fault, it's my fault, because you are your choices, and it was my choice to stay as long as I did. And ultimately the money wasn't worth my sanity. Like I'd rather be by myself. I need my alone time. I need my privacy. So that's another thing was, you guys, if you want to hear all the bullshit that I dealt with, leave a comment below. I mean, if not, then I'm just gonna kind of skim through it because it was terrible and there was a lot of shit. So, but anyways, the update is I am now back at campus and I have decided to go lease, which I'm really excited about. I found a short-ish lease, not as short as I wanted, but it's pretty short. And so I'm just waiting to hear back about my contract. I picked out my truck yesterday. It's not officially mine yet. I wish it was, but waiting to hear back the contract. I still did my I went over my list. I did a huge pre-trip over it, and you know, I took it to the shop. I'm getting new tires, and you know, they're fixing some stuff on it, which wasn't bad. The kind of negative thing I am going to say though is that some of the trucks I looked at were pretty beat up. Like I can't believe that they're wanting to lease these trucks because they're just pretty bad. But I lucked out and I got a really good one. At least I think it's good. Some of them smell like smoke. I was a smoker, but now I just Juul, so I don't like the smell of cigarettes. Not that I really ever liked the smell of cigarettes, but you can just kind of smell, and it just, my truck smells like that, so I'm going to have to do some hard cleaning to figure out a way to get rid of it. But yeah, I lucked out. There was a fridge in my truck. It's a built-in fridge, and it had like 7 load locks on it, and I don't know, it's just really nice. I'm hoping that it runs really nice. It has less than 200,000 miles on it, and it's a Freightliner. So yeah, I'm really excited to be on my own and to continue with YouTube and to vlog this journey and other stuff that I kind of have coming up or I want to do. Yeah, so trying to figure all that out, how I want to take this channel, or I don't know. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I miss you guys. I miss talking to people. I miss making these videos. They'll probably just be vlog videos. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get us set up to do some driving drive footage. I want to, because a lot of the places are really, really pretty that I visit. But I think those were only team places that we're going to. I think when I met my fleet manager, my new fleet manager, I think I'm just gonna be sticking in the Midwest and the East and the South. So it's whatever. It's just for a very limited of time before the next chapter in my life begins. Just so you guys know that trucking is not my forever job. I am doing this to save up money and put myself in a trade school and start other businesses. And I would like to continue vlogging those adventures as well. So just so you know, right now it's trucking, and this is what I'm going to focus on, because that's what you have to do when you have a plan. You have to focus what your current situation is. So that's what I'm going to do. Have a lot of laundry to do, a lot of stuff to kind of organize and pack up. I'm really hoping that when I get the truck, they're going to allow me to bring it to the campus, because there's no way in hell I'm going to haul all this stuff over to the Millennium Building. Anyways, guys, peace out.